So, Ebi, we are back, and we've got a real humdinger of a match.
Fraser H, Mike R. These guys didn't even get their last name spelled out.
No, because this is the losers' quarters.
Losers' quarters.
So the actual format of the tournament was double elimination.
Mm-hmm.
So after match 1, everybody was separated into 2 brackets, either the winner's bracket or the loser's bracket.
Ah, okay.
And if you lost twice, you were out of the tournament completely.
Right.
So both of these players have lost once already. So now every match is a dream crusher.
Right. Whoever loses this is out. Whoever wins is still in the loser's bracket, but continues.
Exactly. So Mike started with a forest, and then Fraser played an island. Very unlike Fraser.
Yeah, I was going to say, so weird seeing islands on Fraser's side of the board.
Both of these guys are very used to playing aggressive decks.
That's right.
And you can see a super aggressive play right off the bat with Mike. Strip mine.
You know what? I agree with that type of play. Mm-hmm. I like using strip mine early, knock them back, and then see where they go. Like, are they having mana problems? Was it worthwhile? Was it not? Sometimes it feels like it wasn't worthwhile, but you get that information.
In Cube, you should always play the land you need the least first.
Yep.
Because that strip mine play, man, I'm the inventor of that goddamn strip mine play. I did that all the time.
Somebody
but then
plays
I started
their underground sea, and then bam, strip mine.
Exactly. So if you have 2 islands and a forest in your hand, like Fraser may have, you definitely lead with the island.
I also like the strip mine play because he has the Wall of Roots here.
Exactly.
Which is an accelerant. It can give you some mana and all that stuff. So it's a
so
nice
he's not going to fall behind on mana.
Exactly. He's hoping Fraser does, obviously.
Exactly. The Wall of Roots is a great card.
It is excellent.
So, do you want to tell us what it does?
Okay, so Wall of Roots, 1 and a green, 0/5. Once per turn, you may put a -0, -1 counter on it to get 1 green mana. So that means you can do it on your own turn, and you can do it on your opponent's turn.
Thoughts on Mike doing that instead of tapping a forest for the Llanowar Elf?
I would have tapped the forest, but I'm not really sure what else Mike has there. Again, you can use Wall of Roots during your opponent's turn if you wanted, so I'm not too sure. Keeping it relatively big maintains its utility as a blocker, but again, we'll see what Mike has to do. What's that Fraser played?
Chromatic Lantern, so all of his lands tap for any color, and he can tap the Lantern for any color mana as well. So he cycled the Krosan Tusker. He was going to use all of the manas anyway.
So I guess, yeah, it was a moot point, really. But keeping your Wall of Roots just a little bit bigger, that might be relevant. Especially it's green mana either way, right? So Mike chose to take the card first, the land into hand, shuffle up, then draw, which realistically is just the correct way to play Krosan Tusker. Don't draw and then search for the land.
Yeah, you want to have less of a chance of drawing that land.
Exactly. We'll see what he draws. It's going to be a land anyway. Shablam! No, it wasn't. I don't think it was.
So it's his turn now.
Krosan Tusker is another one that's been in Cube for a long time.
Yeah, probably since the dawning of this cube.
Yeah,
in particular, it's probably one of the first F&M foils that was in this cube as well. That might be a card that's been shuffled in Cube,
just about 1 million times.
Yeah, for over 10 years.
Mike's got 6 mana here. He's got he doesn't do anything with it, but he also didn't attack with the Llanowar Elf.
Okay, so this is what happened. Mike wasn't finished his turn, and Fraser untapped and drew.
Okay. So
he'd seen that Force of Will, and
gotcha.
so he gave Mike the information as well.
So Fraser jumped the gun, but again, we play relatively casually, so something like that isn't going to end up in a game loss. He can just sort of say, this is the card I was going to draw.
And Mike is more than happy getting that additional information.
Yeah, exactly. It keeps the game flowing. You know, it's something you can do among friends, which is fine.
So look at that, Celestial Colonnade from Fraser. Did you ever think you'd see the day?
Fraser playing a Celestial Colonnade? I wouldn't have banked on it, but it's great to see him branching out a little bit, trying some new cards and having fun with it. It's a good try.
He is definitely looking down the barrel of a gun here.
Yeah.
Obstinate Baloth is really going to push it.
Obstinate Baloth just bumps Mike up a little bit, and then it is a 4/4, so it's a legitimate threat on the board.
Oh, but he's got an answer. Dungeon
Geist. Nice. Good job, Frage.
And so, you know, he played the Dungeon Geist, now he's got to tell Mike about how good they were. Hey, Mike, you know, these Dungeon Geist, they ain't so bad. They tapped your guy, huh? What do you think? It's a pretty good card, huh?
That looked like a Berserk.
Yep. One of the few players still willing to play Berserk in Cube.
Yeah, Mike will take that Berserk. He will. He will.
And he knows how to use it, too. He's
Berserk is in the Cube for a reason, right?
Yes.
So it really does its job. It's just sometimes it doesn't fit in. Like, a lot of the time it's that card I'll cut.
For sure. It's always the card I want to cut. Like, I'll have a creature... Oh, we got a Primetime.
Primetime Titanicus.
Now, Fraser's got that Force of Will. Yep. Exiles Control Magic, I don't know.
Well, I mean...
you really wanted to prevent him from getting those 2 lands?
Could be, could be.
He might have some sort of other strip mine-like land that he could search out for.
Yeah.
Still, though, would have loved to grab that Control Magic, put it on the...
On the Primeval there.
Primetime.
That's always the trade-off with Force of Will. As much as it's... And I was joking before when I said it was a $3 or $4 card. It's obviously above $100 now,
yeah.
right?
No, it's like 80, but
like
anyway.
80? Yeah, well, let's call it a $100 card because it hovers around there.
The foil's 1,000.
Foil, get out of here. The card is fair. Force of Will is fair.
Yes.
In that it costs you a card exiled and that life. It's just there's no other card like it, right? Like nothing else does what Force of Will does. So
Fraser played Korra Skyfisher, Bounce to Forest, and is attacking in with the Dungeon Geists.
I agree with that play.
Mike doesn't have any flyers.
Yeah, this is really Fraser's route to victory. If he can keep those dudes in the air and keep the damage up. Because, I mean, Mike's at 24, which is unfortunate. The obstinate...
Or fortunate if you're Mike.
If you're Mike, yeah.
Oh, but he put another counter in that wall of roots and berserked his Dungeon Geist.
See? That's a way to use Berserk. He's taking the extra damage, fair enough, but his obstinate Baloth.
It's a 1 green removal spell.
Yep.
He doesn't mind taking that extra damage.
No, of course not.
Fraser's
He's still
control
at 18.
deck.
Exactly. He gets rid of a flyer.
Fraser pointing out that Chromatic Lantern's awesome.
It is. It is.
Although,
it's actually one of Mike Ray's favorite cards. He loves that card.
Yeah.
He's probably...
It fixes drafts.
Yeah, exactly. It's
if
like,
you
why
draft
did I
poorly,
take this?
Then...
Got a Niv Mizzet and a... What is that guy? Obsidat. Trying to play them in the same deck.
Yeah, exactly. If you don't draw that Chromatic Lantern,
then
things get awkward.
You're up the creek at that point.
It's the only card that does that now in my cube.
Yeah?
Like, there used to be that green guy, Joiner Adept.
Oh, yeah. I like the Lantern better than the Joiner Adept.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's harder to mess with.
Harder to mess with. Taps for land itself. Now, Fraser can activate that Celestial Colonnade. Sure. He's got the mana for it, so... I don't know whether his intention is to press like that or if he's holding something.
At the very least, he's probably going to press with that Korra Skyfisher.
Yeah, the Korra Skyfisher should get right in there.
But he's actually asking John, he's asking another person at the event a rules question.
Okay. So here comes some mana. It's 5. Oh, El Rauto. The old Routons.
So he just said, go ahead and get all your stuff off the board, please. That would be greatly appreciated.
Mike Ray said, these ones? Are you sure? Can I
So it wasn't necessarily a 3-for-1. It's like 2-for-3, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he did get one of his own dudes off the board. The thing for Fraser is, I mean, again, Colonnade is still there. Can do some work post-Wrath. Mike obviously still has cards in his hand, so... Oh.
Plays a
Harrow. Let's see.
But what Mike doesn't need at this point is more land.
Which is why Harrow is fine.
Yes.
Right? He gets a forest. He gets a what? Plains? Is he only playing green-white?
Mm-hmm. Do you like a card like Harrow in a 2-color deck?
Yes.
Yeah?
I'll still play it. I mean, Harrow can get you the other land that you need. Obviously, if you don't have it. Let's see, you've got the green, you can get the other. But it's also just like... if you have any landfall triggers, that's a double landfall trigger. If you need stuff in the graveyard, you've now added 2 extra cards for your Tarmogoyf or for your this or that. Like, it's a very functional card. Yeah, or even just Threshold. I'm not sure how many cards have Threshold in Cube still.
I think 0.
There's no more Threshold, huh?
I don't think so.
But yeah, I like Harrow. I'd play it in a 2-color deck. But obviously it shines in a deck with more than 2 colors.
So Mike is down to 1 card.
He's down to 1 card.
3, and the Colonnade. So he's got board and 3 cards.
If I was Frazier, I'd start pressing with that Colonnade.
Unless you have like a 6-drop or something.
Yeah, okay. If you have some other juicy threat, do it, but... Also, sometimes I like just holding. Do you know what I mean? Just hold something back. Here comes the Colonnade.
Alright, Colonnade's going in.
It's coming in for the kill.
But green-white, you're not... I guess you might be worried about Wraths. And Colonnade deals with...
yeah, it gets around that.
Gets around the Wraths. And then it has Vigilance, right?
Yep.
So and he has the Chromatic Lantern, so he can tap it for green and play that Experiment 1.
Experiment 1.
Very good play by Frazier.
The game's still not out of Mike's hands. I mean, Frazier is definitely...
He's got to draw some action, though.
Yeah, it's looking better for Frazier than Mike, but...
Yeah.
Oh.
Colonnade?
Colonnade. Mike's palming the table there.
And Frazier wants to go in with both.
He's like...
And why wouldn't he?
Yeah, why wouldn't he? Take that 5 damage.
He taps Celestial Colonnade, plays another Experiment 1. Mike calls a judge. There's no judge.
There's no judgment here, people.
Oh, he's got the Tangle Wire.
Tangle Wire, that's...
It's like a terrible... Well,
it means that it can't be activated, so it's definitely worthwhile for him, especially based on what he has in his hand. It's just not really going to get him out of the hole here. If Frazier has another creature to play, no, I guess he doesn't. Is he... Oh, he's not doing that. Okay, he's going to play the creature first, I guess.
So he tapped those 4 permanents.
Oh, right. He was doing Tangle Wire stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. I was a bit confused, but I guess that just makes sense.
It doesn't really matter which ones he taps. All of his lands tap for any color.
Yeah, exactly.
So he's going to pay 2 mana for River Boa.
Ooh, River Boa.
Which will trigger the Evolve on Experiment 1.
And take 2, Mike. That's 5.
And that clock is ticking a lot faster now.
Yep. I mean, Mike is lucky he doesn't have any islands, so that the River Boa can't just be game over, but... He's really got to play something. He can't sit back now.
Mike taps the Tangle Wire and the 2 planes, as he should.
As he should. Oh, he didn't look happy with that draw. What was it?
I bet it's a land.
Oh, here it comes.
Oh, Evolving Wilds.
Yeah, that's not what he wants.
Poor man's fetch land. Fetches anything, but it comes into play tapped.
Poor man's Terramorphic Expanse.
It's exactly the same as
Exactly, but it's not as...
you see, if he was Frazier, if he was as styling as Frazier is, he would be able to tap that Terramorphic Expanse for any color mana he wanted.
Yep. That's the thing I like about that Lantern as well. Fetch lands, Maze of Ith, that sort of thing. Bazaar of Baghdad. I don't know if that's in your cube.
It's not my cube, but it's in a lot of other people's cubes.
It turns those
Maze
lands
of Ith,
into
for sure, though.
Actual lands.
Tap your library for mana. Library of Alexandria, you can use it for mana instead of drawing
Or
cards.
if you have an Ancient Tomb, you can now tap it for any color mana instead of the 2 damage.
I would have loved Chromatic Lantern in my deck
would.
against Mark. It would have been nuts. So Frazier taps 3 random lands again. Now, Tangle Wire does read tap untapped artifact, creature, or land.
Yeah.
So you can't activate the Colonnade on your upkeep and then tap your tapped lands.
That's right. You would then have to tap the Colonnade.
But he goes in for 4. Mike's at 1.
Mike's at 1, exactly.
He's on the ropes. Plays a Mother of Runes.
Mama.
But Frazier's got the
counterspell. Get that out of here, he says. Clean up.
Frazier won game 1. Wants a handshake already.
Already asking for the handshake.
That's the old. Get the Cubist edge there. Just try to make your opponent think that was game 2.
Match is over. Oh, you want to play again? Yeah, let's do it for
just
fun.
For fun. Yeah.
Just
okay.
For fun.
Of course, Mike realizes that there is still another game to be had.
Yeah.
Frazier, when he cuts, he just does a chopping motion on the top of the deck. He doesn't actually cut it.
Schrodinger's cut.
Yeah. So they both draw hands of 7. As you can see, we all signed the Cube Championships playmat.
Oh, we all did, huh?
Except for you. You weren't there.
I wasn't there.
It was just the people who were playing. But you are a former champion.
I am a former champion. I can't repeat, but at the same time, I'll take it.
There's always 2015.
Always 2015.
So as a former champion, how does it feel like to win the championship, to be there at the day and
I don't even remember, to be perfectly honest at this point. It was so long ago. I can't remember what deck I was playing, who I beat in the finals. Was it Frank?
I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure it was Frank.
I think you were also messed up on acid or something.
I was probably on some kind of acid. Sulfuric acid. Guys, come and smell this beaker. Alright, fine. Are they going to start the game
Mike's
now?
Mike's going to draw 6.
On?
He mulled.
He mulled. These guys wasting
You're getting
time.
so angry.
I know. You just reminded me that I was once a winner. And now I just have to comment on these shrubs. I mean,
shrubs. These two shrubberies.
These shrubberies. I was going to say shrubs and scrubs at the same time, and it just
turned into a Monty Python reference.
Yeah, it turned into a Monty Python.
So both of them playing planes.
All right.
Mike missing his second land drop.
Exactly. You can read Mike's emotions through his hands.
It's funny because he had only land last game, and now he doesn't have enough land.
No.
It's hilarious.
Oh, he's happy with it. Here's his green. Can you play something, Mike?
Maybe he's got that wall of roots or something. Oh, I see that
no,
he's got.
No.
Oh, he gives him a high five. No, that's sportsmanship right there.
He's happy he got his land.
Yeah, Frazier doesn't want to win that way.
Frazier wants to win by crushing him emotionally.
Yeah, he wants him to have everything he needs to lose.
Exactly.
So, Mike actually opts for the Scavenging Ooze over Llanowar Elves and Jorgen Treespeaker.
Yes, it's an interesting play. I don't know if he feels like he needs to press the damage that hard at this point.
Well, Frazier's playing control, so maybe he feels that way.
Not necessarily a wrong play at all. It's an extra turn of damage.
So end of turn, Frazier's just going to brainstorm.
I'll storm Obrano.
Something. Brainstorm is a very...
Frazier, I hope, does realize that all the other cards in his hand are also available to put back on top of the library.
He chooses not to do that.
Chooses not to do that.
Maybe he needs all of them.
He played it more like a Sylvan Library almost.
Yeah. He's got a full Bant mana base now.
He's got the full Bant.
No, he doesn't. No. He goes for the old takes his back puts the forest back in the deck, plays an island. That's okay. This is still pretty casual.
Exactly. There's no problem with that. I mean, he could have still.
He could have done that anyway.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been.
Why do you think he did that?
I don't know. I'm figuring that somehow it's extra information. Frazier doesn't want him necessarily to know that he has the color.
Well, he's already shown him. So taking it back, if this was anybody and they made that play and they said they wanted 2 islands in play instead of that, and they were tapping them for the Geist of Saint Draft, what do you think they would have in their hand?
Vidalcan Shackles, maybe?
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Something that's going to require triple blue at some point?
Or even just having 2 islands in play.
Oh, Gush. I didn't think about that.
I mean, it's not necessarily a great play.
Yeah, I wouldn't Gush here, but...
But it's definitely the type of thing that he might be thinking of.
The reason you might do that.
Or playing something with triple blue. There's very few things. Future Sight or something.
Yeah. Or Arcanist the Omnipotent. Is that still in your queue?
That was for a while. Or that other guy, Teferi.
Teferi, yeah. Mage of Zhalfir.
We got Jorgen Treespeaker online.
It's not online yet. It's just in play.
Well, it's on the line.
It's on the line. Oh, and
he's
here comes
pressing in with the
Yeah, well,
guys, he didn't forget. Okay, I just want to note that he didn't forget the angel. He said he announced the angels in play. He just didn't put a token in play.
Yeah. Attacking or blocking creature. So
yeah.
that's a pretty good Azorius charm right there. Protects his dude and gets
stops him from drawing. Yeah.
Yeah. Here's the angel. That's the angel, right? The flip card, I'm guessing. So that one's blocked, and he takes 4 damage. Wait, why is the Geist in the yard?
I think that Frazier thinks that damage went on the stack.
Oh, okay.
He's old school. Like Frazier's pretty old school. So damage used to go on the stack, and I think that it was misunderstood what actually happened with the communication. It was communication breakdown.
I think Mike's just trying to confuse him.
Yeah.
Mike's just playing mind games to get ahead.
Yeah, the R.
Boo, Mike! Boo!
The R after Mike stands for Ragamuffin.
Yeah, Ragamuffin. I thought it stood for rhubarb.
We'll never know. But we definitely know that the H stands for happy next to Frazier, because that guy is always in a good mood.
Frazier happy.
Alright, now it is online. Using the biggest dice he could possibly find.
Hey, it makes it clear for the camera.
Yeah, I'm glad he did it.
Thanking him.
Let's not go that far.
Alright.
But now he has enough mana to play the Scavenging Ooze and he's gonna Azorius Charm it back on top of his library again. He's got enough mana to play the Llanowar Elf and the Scavenging Ooze this turn.
It would appear he does.
Let's see what he does though. I also see a regrowth in Mike's hand. I'm like looking around to see if I can.
Yeah, trying to get a better perspective.
View, yeah.
The regrowth is a card I almost never play.
I used to all the time.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Eternal Witness, that's regrowth as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
Regrowth, the card in and of itself.
You would have to have some very specific cards that you definitely need in play
exactly.
for you to play regrowth.
I just don't see the value in it. I mean, even with something like Eternal Witness, the value for me comes in Crystal Shard or reanimating it or blinking it or whatever it is, right?
Which are just generally good tempo cards that you would want to play.
Exactly. You can't do that to a regrowth.
So Frazier's going back in, and they're using a Serra Angel,
nice.
as the token.
I like it.
Even though attacking wouldn't normally cause her to tap. This is a very weird situation for Serra Angel to be in. And Serra Angel deals that for
get that angel out of here. I'm guessing his turn's over. So, Mike is at 12, Frazier's at 20.
But Mike has board.
Yeah, Mike's got board. He's got enough to cast a Primeval Titan at this point.
Yeah. I mean, at first glance, you would look at Mike's land base and think that he's mana screwed.
Yeah.
But he's got more mana than Frazier does.
What do you think is better, Draga Tree Speaker or Llanowar Elf?
Draga Tree Speaker is really good.
You'd put that ahead?
I would pick it before Llanowar Elf.
I would too. I think it's, well, for me, number one, because Findhorn Elves and that other elf, Elvish Druid, or, do you know what I'm talking about?
Elvish Mystic isn't in
Mystic may not be in your cube, but because the 3 exist, and some people put all 3 in, you know that you just might see another Llanowar Elf. Exactly. Even in your cube, you have Findhorn Elf, right?
Yep.
So there's 2 of them, where there's only 1 Draga, so...
I would actually,
even for that reason.
Would you take Avacyn's Pilgrim over Llanowar Elves? Without any white cards. You have no white cards yet. I think just the possibility of having...
Yeah, Avacyn's Pilgrim might also be better. Yeah. So I'd say, put Draga Tree Speaker number 1, Avacyn's Pilgrim number 2.
I think Birds of Paradise, and even probably Sylvan Caryatid.
Noble Hierarch is probably the best one. Noble Hierarch is the best one, I think.
Yeah, I would take Noble Hierarch over Draga Tree Speaker.
Yeah. But of the common ones, I guess.
Yeah.
Is Draga Tree Speaker common or uncommon?
It's an uncommon.
Okay. That makes sense. It's quite good.
It would be crazy to see that as a common in Rise of Eldrazi Limited.
Yeah.
Okay, counterspell on the Knight of the Reliquary. Mike uses that regrowth to get that Scavenging Ooze back. That's what happened. And 1 damage at Frazier from the Llanowar Elves.
From the attacking Llanowar Elves.
Now Frazier, what's he got in his hand? I can't really see.
He's got a Hallowed Fountain there. Tapping that for something. Green. Let's call it blue-green. White.
Loxodon Smiter.
Alright.
It's actually holding the Loxodon Warhammer.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except it
no,
doesn't
it's not. That's a Selesnya Warhammer. It has like a big Selesnya symbol on it.
Alright, you got me.
You tried to pull the wool over our eyes.
Trying to fib.
Didn't work. Actually, to be perfectly honest, I kind of like it when I try to see things like that. Where you're like, oh, is that a Loxodon Warhammer? Or is that this thing in the other card?
And they should do more of that. Actually, in M15, they're doing a lot of that. Like, they're bringing back tons of things from all different blocks.
Yeah.
Like, there's Kithkin in it. There's Obnixilis is back.
Oh.
What's that angel that was Avacyn is in it?
Avacyn, they're reprinting that?
Yeah. Well, no. It's a new Avacyn.
Oh, same character, different card. As a creature?
Yep. There's a bunch of cards that have come back just for core sets, which I like. It keeps the branding.
They bringing back Kamal, Fist of Krosa.
Maybe
the green
I
Kamal.
doubt it though.
No.
You're the only one who liked that card.
I didn't even like it.
I like the green one a lot more. Do you remember in... Sorry, we're getting off track here, but do you remember in Standard, during Onslaught block, where there was a Kamal deck, the green Kamal, that would turn all of your opponent's lands into
creatures and then wrap them
up?
Slice and dice, yeah. I remember that. That was our friend Magician Brian played that deck.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good deck. So Mike just played Mayor of Averbruck. The promo,
which is the better one.
The promo's the better one?
I like it. I think the art's better. Like, look, you can see the two of them here, right?
Yeah.
I think the regular one is too dark, whereas the promo one is lighter. It's a bit more cartoony.
Well, you get to see more what's going on in the close up. You get more detail. It's hard to tell what's going on in
the expression is good in the promo too, right? Like you can see his face and his hands right there, and he's puzzling.
You can see the humanity as well of him, so that it really changes shape when he transforms into a werewolf, which I think all the werewolves cards should look like. Very human on the front, and then very, savage.
That's just a load of BS, Milo, okay? That's just...
Fraser's going in with an elephant. Attack with elephant, please. Elephant damage, please. And Mike exiles the Geist and the Knight of the Reliquary to pump Scavenging Ooze twice and gain 2 life.
It gets the counters.
And then it looks like he's probably going to trade, but... We'll see.
He doesn't have to trade. He could really just...
Yeah, but if he wasn't going to trade, he should have done that end of turn then.
Yeah, maybe that's true.
Fraser passes the turn.
Fraser didn't play anything.
No, he didn't.
Danger.
Howl Pack Alpha time.
Howl Pack.
Yeah, are you going to treat us to a song now? Is that the Howl Pack?
Sure. Alpha, the Howl Pack Alpha will attack. That's the song. That's it.
Well, thank you. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Everybody appreciates that. Where can people pick up your album?
They can pick it up from their local Blockbuster video. It's for rent. They can rent the album. It's not for sale.
Available on 8-track and vinyl.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that was
audio cassette.
Over the top. And Mike just keeps adding to a board when he knows Fraser has a route.
Kasali Pride Mage. Well, I mean, has he moved to attack phase yet or anything?
No, I think he's going to, but you're going to want to attack with 2 creatures anyway. Right?
Is he?
Yeah, you're going to attack with everything, won't you? I feel like you probably attack with everything.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, the Exalted is only +1/+1. Does he need to hold back for anything? He's at 10. He doesn't want to...
Maybe. But you could even block with just...
a Llanowar Elf or something, yeah.
Yeah, I think you really want to push it. Oh, maybe.
Because that is 7 damage, right? And he gets the token at end of turn?
Yeah, so I would have definitely pressed with both elves as well.
With the elves too.
Yeah. But maybe he's trying to wrap something with the mana. Maybe he has something, I don't know.
No, he doesn't.
How do you know that?
Well, he passed the turn.
Well, he could have some instant. He could have a...
Oh, I meant for the turn.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. If he was going to play...
We're just having a bunch of manas.
Oh, McRouterberries. Get them out of here. Mike is...
Way to overcommit to the board, Mike.
Mike is thinking. Get them out of here.
Yeah, flip that. Although I would have really liked to see the mayor produce some more.
Yeah.
We got to see the mayor flip. That's something you don't see every day.
Exactly. It always feels a bit sad with those cards because you're like, no, he's supposed to flip.
That's a lot of cards and Mike's mana base that just went to the graveyard.
That's the most dangerous thing for Mike with those Wraths. He's back to 3 mana. That's really bad.
Crucible. Oh, that's definitely a reason to play Harrow.
It is, but it's also kind of sad now because he doesn't have lands in his.
And he's a strip mine in this deck and Primeval Titan.
Yeah.
This guy's Mike's been playing land combo this whole time. Oh, and Frazier has that gush.
There's that gush. 1, 2, but he just hard cast it, right?
Nope. There used to be 2 islands there. See where that gap is?
Oh, I see.
He hasn't mushed his lands together yet. Right, plays the islands. I gotta say, I actually really like Frazier's deck. He's making use of He's making use of like good green-white cards like Locksmith Smiter, as well as the white-blue stuff like Geist and Gush and
even the Route.
And
here's the Acidic Slime, and he knows not to hit the land.
Yeah.
It's the Crucible.
It's a perfect time for that Acidic Slime too.
Yeah. Wall of Omens
does not block. Oh, he's going to make him pay 1.
Pay the 1. Okay.
I think that Force Spike would have been better used later.
Yeah, probably.
He only has 3 mana, 4 now, but...
Because he's not really stopping anything. Like, what would Mike play with 1 mana? Probably nothing. 2 mana even.
And even if he was going to play something for 2 mana, you'd want to Force Spike that. Yeah. Yep. Still, again, lights and cameras, and this guy thought damage goes on the stack. Like... Frazier's doing very well for himself.
Yeah. He's the great thing is also that Acidic Slime has Death Touch, so 0-4 wall can't block a 2-2.
Exactly. Well, it can for 1 turn.
For 1 turn. It can chump a 2-2.
Yeah. Oh, Ranger
of Eos. He's probably getting Mama.
That Force Spike would have been great right now.
Yeah, would have been real nice. What's he got? Mother of Runes and another Land Dork?
Maybe another Mana Dork? Bird of Paradise?
Something like that. Wait, who was
Mark.
That was Mark Raska had that.
And Mike, the beautiful thing is that he's not going to show him, just shuffle his hand. He can get anything, really.
No, I know Mike sometimes likes to look at the pile of cards he's going to take and then go from there.
I think that's probably the way you should do it.
Yeah. He's got the 2 ladies. The Noble Hierarch and Mama.
Mama! I just killed a man. Did you already make that joke?
I did.
I just made it again.
Well, we can dub in some crickets later.
Frazier has all the land in the world.
Yeah, Frazier's got to start out-muscling Mike here.
Because Mike's about to catch up.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it's going to control magic, that Ranger. Which is good because he knows that Mike is probably not playing anything that costs too much mana next
He doesn't want to trade the...
oh,
nice.
So good. Grand Arbiter, Augustin IV.
The Grarbiter.
White spells that Frazier casts now cost 1 less to cast, as well as blue spells. And spells that Mike R's cast...
will be
cost 1 more. All Mike R's have to pay 1 more for all their spells.
Yeah, all my cars. It sounds like you're saying all my cars.
All my, all Mikes.
Mike takes the 2. He's trying to save that wall to block the Ranger, maybe.
Yeah, at this point, right?
Yeah.
Frazier just counting his mana. No, he still has 1 untapped. Because he did play the control magic before the Arbiter.
Oh, he paid 4 instead of 3, yeah. Okay, Mike, what do you got? Let's see it.
So now both those 1-drops he grabbed cost 2.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not really what you want to be.
I mean, he can still play them, obviously, but he's getting held up. It's interesting to see that Frazier's also at 12, right? Like, he's not at that high a life total comparatively.
He did take he took some beats. Remember Mike's board that one turn with the flipped mayor and Scavenging Ooze with
all the stuff that was looking so good.
Yeah. That's how quickly things can change in Cube, you know?
Yeah.
Any board state can be flipped in the matter of a turn.
Exactly. And there are plenty of rats in Cube, right? Route being a stalwart card, I guess.
Yeah.
Like kind of what we were talking about before. Something that's been here since Cube started. Back then it was Wrath of God and Route. Like what else was there, right?
Yeah. Cataclysm.
Cataclysm, I guess. Akroma's Vengeance came a little bit later.
Yeah. So he just played the Mother Ruins, didn't play the Noble Hierarch this turn. He must have something. He must have a plan.
Well,
what could Mike have?
The plan is try to get Mother active and then go from there, really.
But why wouldn't Mike have played the Noble Hierarch? What else is in his hand, do you think?
I don't know. If he's repping something, did anybody else have a Swords to Plowshares or...
He could. He could have a
What's
Path,
that other one? Path
to Exile, Swords to Plowshares.
Beast Within.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Well, he can't play Beast Within.
Oh, right. Everything's going to cost an extra mana.
But this is definitely the play you make if you're Frazier anyway.
Yeah, Frazier, you really just press in.
You see, that's what he just did, yeah.
He knows. He knows.
These two have definitely been the most entertaining to watch. They're really animated. Lots of handshakes, high fives.
A lot of upset hands after draws, like when Mike draws a land, he's like, ah! His hands give you that that anger look.
So Mike blocked with the Mother of Ruins. He blocked the Grand Arbiter and then cast Vines of Vastwood with Kicker on the Mother.
So it was
paying
Vines.
3. He doesn't have to pay the additional 1 for Kicker because that's not the cost of the spell.
That's right. He pays 2 and then a green, right?
Yeah.
You know what? Mike is one of those other players who always plays Vines of the Vastwood quite well. Like we were talking about Berserk, he is also one who plays Vines. And Vines, I think, is quite a bit better than Giant Growth or whatever, because that protection ability is really relevant.
Yep, it stops things like control magic and treachery as well.
Exactly.
Or if somebody wants to do one of those during combat bounce your guy things, then instead they take almost double damage.
4.
And,
yeah.
You know, and lose their spell.
And here's Mike trying to go back up the Obstinate Baloth.
Doing it well. Obstinate Baloth and a Mother of Runes that's active.
Yeah.
You can't really ask for much more than that if you're Mike. That's been a pretty good recovery so far.
And
important to note that Mother of Runes is a creature you control gains protection from the color of your choice.
That's right.
Or else he could target that Ranger of Eos and give it Pro Blue.
That would make Mother of Runes just... It would put it really over the top.
It already sees some constructed play, I think.
It does. Because think about it. If you need a little dude who does that, what other card would you play?
Yeah.
Nothing else. And it protects your own guys. Like if somebody puts an arrest on your guy, you're pro white and you're okay. I'm not sure how many people play arrest in Legacy, but...
Pacifism. Lots of thinking going on here, and of course, why shouldn't they think? There's a lot of things going on.
Did Mike send it? Or it's okay.
Well, we got a Core Sky Fisher, and he can bounce that acidic slime.
Yeah, he can. He's gonna
do land. Bounce a force.
He probably should have bounced the acidic slime.
And then killed that forest.
Yeah,
one of Mike's forests.
Exactly.
Knocking him down to 1 green source probably prevents a lot of different plays.
All of us.
Or you could bounce that Ranger of Eos and then you could play it. And
yeah.
Does it work that way? No? Okay.
Doesn't work quite that way. I'm loving that old bordered Noble Hierarch, by the way.
Are you going to point out every card that you got me for Cube and how good it looks?
It's because I love old border cards. You know
all
how
the
it
old
is.
border promos came from ED.
I just love seeing them in play, honestly.
How about that old border control magic? Do you like that one too?
I do too. Did I get that one for you too? Is that
That's
the
also
beta one?
Beta control magic. So you're just going to chump block the Obstinate Baloth, the Ranger of Eos. The reason why I like that play is because if Mike has any way to get rid of the control magic,
it's a card he gets back.
He gets it back. So, also 4 damage isn't irrelevant.
Fraser's at 12. That's the third of his life total. So.
And also, he can't just chump block with the Acidic Slime and kill it because of the Mother of Runes.
Exactly. And Fraser knows he's kind of in a racing position, right? Like, if he can get damage through and somehow do something that gets that last bit of damage.
Actually 5 damage, right? Because of the...
Because of the Exalted, yeah, exactly.
Tangle Wire, uh-oh.
Tangle up them lands.
That's okay. Fraser's got a lot of lands. We haven't seen anything that's too expensive in his deck either, so...
Yeah. And let's say even if Mike does attack with the Baloth, I would still block with the Acidic Slime, like make him use the Mom that turn. I mean...
But you want to maybe make him use the Mom the turn that you have for a removal spell for it?
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, he's playing green, white, blue, so it's not as though he's got Lightning Bolts or anything.
So this turn he does make him use the Mother of Runes.
Use it. Which is fair, right? Like... Fraser has what? 1 or 2 cards in his hand?
1, it looks like.
1 card. He's got to tap 4 for the Tangle Wire, which he does.
Keeps 2 of each land type up.
He's
Plays another island.
An island.
Oh, he's got 2 cards in his hand.
He's got 2 cards, yeah.
Definitely going in with the Core Skyfisher.
Getting in there. Put him at 4. And he ends his turn. So what's Fraser got in his hand? He's got 2 cards that he didn't play. Some kind of reactionary...
He did play a land this turn. I mean, they could be 2 more lands.
It could be 2 more lands, yeah.
And then at a certain point, you want to stop playing lands. Like, Geddon is a thing.
Exactly. I also just like holding lands, because even if your opponent, by deduction, should really know their lands... It still messes with them a little bit, where they're like, but maybe it isn't a land.
They know that they maybe shouldn't just go for it every time.
Exactly.
Okay, so Mike just tried to berserk the Baloth after going in.
Fraser's got a hard cast.
Force of Will here. So he did have something.
It was a counterspell, so that's fair enough.
I love seeing these counterspells coming from Fraser. And now Mike just plays a Raphalos.
That's extra damage on the board. Like, Mike is facing lethal, right?
It's only 1 extra damage.
I mean, Fraser is facing lethal here.
Because then Obstinate Baloth won't get the...
Yeah, it'll still be 4, 2, and 1 if he attacks with the...
Mother?
Yeah. Like, Fraser can't just blindly attack, you know what I mean? He's got to have something.
Looks like he is playing something.
Here comes something.
Trigon Predator.
Trigon Predator, that'll do.
It's a dude.
Yeah.
Going for 2. If Mike has any single removal spell.
Any removal spell.
Other than Beast Within. And then, no cards in hand. What does he rip? Alright.
Is that Krosan Tusk?
It is. So he can always cycle it.
He can. Which
Get
it looks like he's going to do.
So he can get his land first.
He hasn't played a land.
No.
So he can play
a land. He had no
land.
cards in his hand, so he gets
the green.
Which is good for a Fellows. Oh, wouldn't it be so sick if he had like a Repulse or something and could play it off that Noble Hierarch?
Yeah. Oh, I was even forgetting about the Noble Hierarch. Does obviously tap for mana.
See what he draws. Are you excited?
I'm excited.
This is the match, really, right?
Yeah, Mike should be able to play anything he draws. Oh, was that a land? It was, right?
It was a Plains.
Yeah, I could see the frustration in his hands. Look at that. He's not happy. And nor should he be, right? Like, what is he going to do? What does he do here? So close.
Yeah, this was a really close one. Like, I don't know, he can attack with everything and hope Fraser doesn't block, maybe?
That's what I would do. I mean, if I'm in a position where I'm just going to lose, you know, give your opponent the opportunity to lose, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't think that. Yeah, shows him the plans.
Yeah, he's just
the
gonna-
handshake. So Fraser shows him the storm.
Inkwell Leviathan.
The Inkwell Leviathan. Jeez, what is he planning with that Inkwell Leviathan? It's crazy.
He could have discarded it to the Force of Will if he needed to.
Yeah, that's why it's there.